All right, good morning, everybody. We're here for our next Commissioner Spotlight, and we have a treat today. We have La Jefa, the top dog, the big cheese, the head honcho, our illustrious chair, Janice Wyatt-Ross. Good morning, Chair Ross. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing just fine. I appreciate you joining me this morning. Now, Janice Wyatt-Ross currently serves as the chair of the commission, like I mentioned, and she was appointed in February 20th of 2020, right before all heck broke loose. So she's been with us through thick and thin. We can say that literally and figuratively. She was appointed by Mayor Linda Gorton. She is serving her second term as chair, and before that, she served as vice chair of the commission. So as the chair, she as a member of our executive committee, and she's an ex officio for all the other committees as well. So she's been doing a good job of keeping our committees wrangled and moving forward. So we appreciate that. So to start off, I would like for you to tell everybody to just tell us a little bit about yourself professionally and personally, any hobbies, affiliations, things of that nature.
Hey, again, my name is Janice Wyatt-Ross. I was born and raised in Hope, Arkansas. I was raised as an only child. Let's see, moved to Kentucky in 2004. Professionally, I am an educator. I say a professional educator because I've done a little bit of everything. I started out as a special education resource teacher, then worked as a consulting teacher, as a consultant, as a college professor at the University of Cincinnati, college professor at Asbury, and was a let's see, assistant principal. I was the founding director of Success Academy of Fayette County Public Schools, and currently I am the assistant principal at Lafayette High School. Hobbies, in my spare time, I do like to cook. I like spending time with my family. Let's see. And currently, I like curating digital art. You know, some people say AI images is not real art. You're just curating, putting some things together, but I love doing that right now. So that's in a nutshell. And I am a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
All right, very good. Thank you. Thanks for that. So why did you want to serve on the Human Rights Commission?
I have been an advocate for underserved populations my whole professional career, and that is actually what started my career as advocating. I had neighbors who had physical and mental disabilities, and working with them one summer at the school where they attended, working with others in that school, and being able to teach them how to function some basic life skills with their um, checking accounts, knowing how to balance their checking accounts, and seeing their eyes light up when they're like, "I can do this. Nobody's ever taught me this." I vowed then that if I could help it, I would always help underserved populations know the basic foundations of life. So when I was introduced to the Human Rights Commission, the name alone, Human Rights Commission, and when I studied advocating for people who have been discriminated against, I thought this is my alley. So this is something that I wanted to do.
Okay, very good. Now, seems like when we say, you were appointed right before COVID, that's already 5 years ago. So you've got quite a lot of experience with the Human Rights Commission and you're serving with us. So what would you say was the most surprising thing that you've learned during your time with us here at the Human Rights Commission?
The most surprising thing is seeing that people are still discriminating in housing, discriminating in employment, discriminating in public accommodations, even with all the information that's out there and all the advocacy services that are out there, you still have people who are violating the basic rights of others. And that is just surprising to me. And I'm still finding, more and more as we meet and as we discuss cases. I was like, I'm flabbergasted that you have people who are still insisting on discriminating.
Right. Now, as you know, these are interesting times we're living in, the assault on DEI, things of that nature. It's an interesting time to be in the civil rights enforcement. So what do you see the biggest challenge for either the Lexington Human Rights Commission or maybe human rights commissions across the country? What in general, what do you think the biggest obstacle is for those agencies
The,
such as ours?
the biggest challenge that I see is getting our information to the people that need it most. The people that and I was thinking about people that are so accustomed to being discriminated against, where they just take it and move on and don't feel that they have a voice to fight. They're upset about it, and they don't like the feeling, but don't know that there are agencies out there that will fight for them. They're so people are so we people are so busy trying to live, trying to take care of our families, trying to pay our bills, trying to have somewhere to live. We don't Sometimes we don't take the time to fight because we're so busy trying to survive. And I think that's one of the biggest hurdles is getting getting our organization out to the people so that they know that we are here to fight for you. You're not in this alone. You have a strong arm that's there for you.
Now, I've done a few of these already, and it's been a lot with newer commissioners. So this is one of the few times I've had somebody have experienced so far. So I'll kind of adjust the question a little bit because it's usually tell us what would be a future goal. But since you've been here, you've been with us 5 years, you've been the chair now, going on your second year. What is a current goal or a future goal that you have while during your time on the commission?
I like where we are going in getting the word out. Our community relations committee is busy making sure that we get out to organizations and different entities, the police department, the fire department, the nurses, the schools. And I like our connection with the schools and showing our children or the students that there is an arm of protection for the community. And I want to see us continue to do that, going to different festivals, the Pride Festival, Roots and Heritage Festival, and all of having coffee with the chief and different meeting with the landlord associations. I like that we are continuing to do that and ramping that up a little bit.
Okay. So that concludes our serious side, where I appreciate your responses there. So now we'll move to our little rapid fire to kind of gauge a little more about your personality. First one is what would be your dream vacation?
Oh, dream vacation. Just to have a vacation. No, my dream vacation. I've always wanted to go to Africa. I that to growing up, I had this vision that Africa was depressed and deplorable, and then as I became more aware, there are bustling cities, and I've met people from Africa, from different cities, different states, and just learning about their lifestyle and learning about their experiences. I want to experience that too. That would be my dream vacation.
Yeah, in 2008, I went to Tanzania for 2 weeks. It changed my life. It was really good. There's not a day since then I haven't thought about Tanzania. So
Oh my gosh, I would love to go.
yeah. So there's going to be a movie about your life. What who is going to be the person that stars in this? What famous person is going to play you in this movie?
Famous person, Viola Davis.
Oh, okay.
She could play me. She could all of the emotion and all of the joy, the happiness, all of the things that I've been through. I think she could convey that very well.
Very good. All right, I like that one. That's good. So you win $1 million playing the lottery or inheritance or whatever. What would be the first thing that you would buy?
Oh, my husband and I play this game all the time. What would we do? What would we do? Would we buy a house? Would we buy a car? Of course, we would buy all those things. That's what we would do. But we would also support the community. We would also support some charitable organizations or just some other people in the community that are in need. Those would be the top three things that we would do.
Okay. Now, you can have lunch with somebody that's currently living or somebody that's passed on in the life. Who's that person going to be? Who are you going to have lunch with?
Oh,
Anybody, living or dead.
anybody. You know, I would I would have lunch with my dad. My dad passed away in 2005. But I was recently looking through, he is featured in a book called An Alien Harvest. And it was a book written by Linda Moulton Howe. And it was in the 1980s where he had a farm in Hempstead County, Arkansas. And there were some cattle mutilations. And the book talks about how those could be attributed to UFOs. I would love to have lunch with him now and talk about that. What did he see? What was that like? And I would like to revisit that with him.
Oh, no, interesting. I have to check that book out. Yeah. So our last question is if you had a superpower, what would that superpower be?
Hmm. My superpower would be discernment. Being able to discern the good intentions, bad intentions, or anything that plays out in life, just giving me the insight and the wisdom to be able to navigate through some things that are coming my way. So I don't know if discernment is a real superpower, but that's what I would want.
Okay. We'll take that. That's good. It is now. There you
Okay.
go. Well, that concludes our questioning. What I do when I conclude the questions is throw it back to the commissioner, and if there's any kind of, it's not mandatory, but if there's any closing remarks you would like to make.
Um, let's see. Closing remarks. Well, I guess we all need to be advocates and we all need to stand up for the rights of those who are in the underserved population, marginalized and pushed to the side. Uh, Advocacy does not mean adversarial. A lot of people take advocate to mean confrontational and adversarial, and that is not what advocacy is. Advocacy could mean working behind the scenes, getting things done, figuring out how to find a middle ground, if there's a middle ground to be found, or to just stand up and let your voice be heard. And not everybody is going to be on the front lines. Some of us are going to be stuffing envelopes. Some of us are going to be making phone calls. Some of us are going to be, and then others of us are going to be boots on the ground. Find your lane, find your role, and that is what you do. My role as an educator is talking with students, and every moment is a teachable moment, whether it's family, friends, community, and I've come to terms with that is what my role is.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you spending a few minutes with us and answering our questions. We appreciate your service to the commission, not only in your role as chair, but everything you've done up to this point. Janice is one that that gets a lot of respect from staff as well as her fellow commissioners. I know early on when you joined back in 2020, I had many a conversation with then Chair Barb Ellerbrook, how excited we were that you joined the commission and how we pegged you early on as someone who would be an excellent chair, and that has turned out to be the case. So we greatly appreciate your service and everything you do for us and keeping us on time and on task and keeping the various committees on task. And we just hope that you have more service to give the commission in the future, and we greatly appreciate you. So thanks so much.
It's been fun. Thank you.
And with that, we'll say we'll see you next time. Until then, thanks so much.